Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a lovely little M series Rolex Oyster Perpetual in 36 millimeters. This is the 116000, so 36 millimeters in diameter. The watch measures a wonderfully agreeable 11.6 millimeters thick. It is 44.1 millimeters from lug to lug to include the end links of the bracelet. Still a very reasonable 45.5 millimeters across the wrist with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now we pop open the clasp and throw it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and you can see I have miles of clearance on either side of the lugs. You could wear this watch on a wrist as small as 13 centimeters circumference, suitable for women and even children. It's flat enough, especially with its domed bezel, to slide underneath the cuff. It's a sports watch, but it's also a dress watch if you want it to be. Taking a quick look at the bracelet, you can see it is the 3-link Oyster Sports design with an integrated end link, a little bit of a top-to-bottom taper. The outer faces are polished, just as the tops are satinated, and removable links on both sides are fixed in place by screws. We have a media-blasted interior to the clasp, and you can see that it has a lift lock system. There's actually a beak and a hook. They latch like that. You can't just pull it open. You do need to unlatch it, so it has an extra degree of security. And you can see the latch mechanism is actually fairly complicated. There is a set of divots inside the clasp. So this generation of Oyster Perpetual does not have Easy Link, but if you have a strap tool, there are 3 little divots where you can readjust the anchoring point of the bracelet inside the clasp to change the fit. Now the case is fluid, handsome, and compound curves. This is not the super case you see on the GMTs, Explorer 2s, and the dive watches. It has satin lug hoods, polished flanks, and a little bit of a domed bezel profile that gives this the look of the original 1933 Oyster Perpetual. Those early models nicknamed the bubble backs because they had a broader back to accommodate rotor winding. They really did set the tone for every other Rolex sports watch that succeeded them, and in fact the Oyster Perpetual today is the direct descendant of that 1933 original, which became revolutionary by combining the Oyster water-resistant case with the Perpetual automatic winding system. Here we have a twin lock crown. It is a screw down. The watch is 100 meters water resistant with a lovely black dial. You can see that it is a lacquered outboard. It has a deeply grooved concentric pattern at center. It is an Explorer dial, so we have tri-Arabic numerals 369, Arabic numeral calibration every 5 seconds or 5 minutes, depending on how you prefer to describe the dial. We have a white gold Rolex crown matching white gold hands at center. We'll wind this watch up so you can see it in action. Do a quick loom shot so you get a good sense of how well loomed this watch is. It is a sports watch, more obviously an Explorer dial when the lights are out. One of my favorite features of this model is that it round robins all of the dial text that Rolex slathers onto its watches. So we have officially certified Oyster Perpetual superlative chronometer. Rather than block text, it just rings the center dial. Crown, numerals, and hands are 18-karat white gold to resist oxidation and tarnish over time. Underneath the case back, Rolex automatic manufacture caliber 3130. Bidirectional winding, it has a 48-hour power reserve, pivots on 31 joules, beats at 8 beats per second. It is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. It has a Breguet overcoil hairspring so that no matter what position it's in, it keeps very even and consistent time. It features a full balance bridge and a free sprung balance for shock tolerance, and the timepiece is both accurate and durable. A sports watch, a dress watch, a watch for just about any wrist size and any occasion. Reach out to tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. One more detail, this watch does feature hacking seconds, so you can set it precisely against a reference time.